I'm gonna have to do this in the daytime. Shooting this at nighttime, those monsters just won't leave me alone. What was that? Nothing under the bed. All right. We're doing this in the morning so the monsters leave me alone. Whew. All right. Okay. Whew. Little monsters in the morning. Yeah. Oh, look at this butthead. Ooh, what's all this over here? What's this? Oh. What does this one do? Huh. What do we have here? Ooh. This looks important. Oh. Ooh. Little Monsters. Oh, it looks like this one has a channel called I Love. Well, I'm Monster Podan, and we're gonna have to check out Little Monsters.
Hey, bud, the name's Maurice, and I'll catch you later.
That's right, my little monsters. We're gonna talk about the movie Little Monsters. And it turns out that this just so happens to be an interesting thing to talk about because it's the real life account of a boy figuring out about us monsters. It's a detailed account of how he finds out how to work his magic in the shadows and discovers how to come to the land of monsters all on his own. Let's get right into the movie and some awesome things about it. As I said, this movie is about a boy named Brian Stevenson. He just moved to a new town with his family. He is lost, cannot find any friends, and has no idea what to do. One night, there's a monster under his bed named Maurice. They become good friends, and that's right, Brian learns the dark magic of the shadows. Will Brian become a little monster himself, or find himself some human friends?
Oh, you're a pretty sharp kid. You're ugly, but you're sharp. Wait. Let me get it. Wow. You know, I thought it was something good, but it's not.
Little Monsters is an awesome 90s movie full of that gross out humor. Oh yeah, that we loved in the 90s. We're talking Ren and Stimpy, we're talking Garbage Pail Kids, and we're talking Beavis and Butthead. This movie fit right in with all that. That's right, gross out humor of the 90s, and we loved it. Let's get into a little bit of production information for this bad boy. starring Fred Savage as the boy himself, Bryan Stevenson. We would remember him from things like Wonder Years. Oh yeah. Then we have the Maurice, the monster, played by Howie Mandel. That's right, strange role for this guy, but he nails it. I love that monster Maurice. Also, we have his father, played by Daniel Stern, we would remember from Home Alone, and also The Wonder Years as the narrator. And there's also Ben Savage and their sister, and also Devin Ratray as the bully. He is from Home Alone as well, who plays the older brother. Oh yes. This film is directed by Richard Allen Greenberg. Interesting note is that his background was special effects, so he was able to jive with the special effects team that did the costumes and the practical effects. These were done by Robert Short, who we would all remember from Beetlejuice. Oh yeah. That's right. And Richard, the director, got to add special effects you would see all throughout the movie. These are little wisps and like the magic of the film. This movie is produced by John Davis and his production company. Huh. Where have we heard this name before? Oh yes, it's the John Davis that produces all the Predator movies. That's why this Podan liked this movie. The movie was also the start of the writing duo, Terry Russo, I think, and Ted Elliott. Oh man, these guys went on to make movies and write stories like Pirates of the Caribbean, Treasure Planet, and Small Soldiers, another great one.
Not even my mother sees me in my boxer shorts.
Well, did you ever see her in hers? Say, Bri, don't you have any cheese in your life, bud?
All kinds of awesomeness, and this was one of those weird movies where this was the beginning of a lot of people's careers, so it often gets overlooked. But it's an amazing find if you enjoy it. Some fun facts about this movie. It has an awesome 80s soundtrack with a couple really memorable tracks. Two of note is I Love the Sound of Breaking Glass, done to a part of an awesome part of the film when they are literally just trashing people's stuff to take it back to their house and let the children get blamed for it. Oh yes.
Let's play ball. Come on, bud.
I love the sound of breaking glass, especially when I'm alone.
Another great one is Magic of the Night. This song is a highlighted song when Brian starts to learn the magic of the night.
Whenever I'm here, that's the magic of the night, and I never felt it like.
A very cool fact that I find about this movie is many years later, in 2001, a little movie comes out called Monsters, Inc. It has a very similar plot to this story, and also you would notice that Sully, looks an awful lot like our main man Maurice. Oh yeah, very cool. I love the special effects in this movie. They're all awesome. The special effects over the top of course, all the practical effects from the Beetlejuice guys. A couple note scenes in the movie is all the crazy elaborate sets that were all done inside of a concrete factory. Oh yeah, all those sets are real, and they were huge. Interesting note, one whole set burnt down, but luckily it didn't hamper production. One of the really incredible scenes is we are supplemented and we can be dangered and hurt by lights. Oh, that's bad. And they did a really cool scene of all of this when Maurice and the other monsters get hit by the lights and their clothes becomes all animated. Very, very cool.
Ow.
But then when the lights go on, you turn into clothes.
Oh, brilliant, Bri. Just brilliant. You must be in what, at least grade 2?
6.
And there's a really neat scene when Maurice first meets Brian and his eyes pop out of his head a la Mask style. Very cool. And this, of course, is all practical. None of that CG stuff we're used to. Oh, yeah.
Boo. Keep an eye out for monsters!
Super cool movie. And I've watched it many, many a time since I was a little kid, and I love the fact that this movie intertwined in all the gross out humor and the budding friendship of a boy and a monster, and then him finding his own friends. We get to learn where the magic of monsters come from. The older monsters that have been there for a while, like Snick and Boy and even Maurice, that have been here for hundreds of years. They need boys, runaways, children to come here and then become little monsters to then torment the children and let them be blamed by all their parents for all the naughty things that we do and the things that we destroy. That's right, the circle of our evil magic. Some favorite parts in this film, because there are so many. One of the most notable is in the fridge. We get Brian and Maurice getting back the bully, and this scene is priceless.
And good for you, too. What are you doing? Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, boy, what did you eat today, man?
Ronnie's gonna be pissed.
No kidding.
Way too much fun. I love their interaction here and all of the crazy antics of Howie Mandel in this scene. And let's wrap it right back to when the bully eats the lunch. Ugh.
That's the magic of the night. That's the magic whenever I'm near. That's the magic of the night.
Piss! Who put piss in my apple juice? Yeah!
Absolutely hilarious and disgusting, my friends, my little monsters. Oh, yes. Another awesome scene. Of course, Brian traps Maurice. This is what makes Brian so special. Matter of fact, Boy says himself that no one has captured a monster under his reign in a very, very long time. And when Brian is creating the trap, it's like a montage of Mousetrap to make a Catch the Monster trap. Oh, yeah. Some more special effects. I love the part when Snick is bullying Maurice and he keeps telling him that he's gonna get upset. Oh, really, Maurice? What happens when you get upset? Let's check out what happens when Maurice gets upset.
You know what happens when I get upset. That's it. I'm upset. What the hell is that? I don't know. That's what happens when I get upset.
I have no idea what that was, but it's hilarious and looks funny as all hell. A really cool scene. I love when Maurice comes in to save the day with the flamethrower. The whole scene of him masquerading through all the sets, and then, of course, getting that final blast on Snick, that big old bully, bullying the humans and us monsters. Who does he think he is?
Hey, Snick! Up on a light, bud.
And, of course, one of the reasons why I keep coming back for more of Little Monsters, because there's always a lot of fun and emotion to the scene. A little tear-jerkery, oh yes, because Maurice lets Brian know that he is his only friend he's ever had. And I love stuff like this in movies. There's the evil and the good and the good and the evil, and they make each other better and whole. Such a great, heartwarming scene. It melts my monster heart.
Believe it or not, you're the only real friend I have. Why do you think I keep coming back? If I didn't like you, I'd have your parents blaming you for the shooting of Abe Lincoln.
Oh yeah, scenes like that always get you coming back, 'cause it hits you right in the monster heart. Oh yeah. Now, my final thoughts on Little Monsters, the film from 1989. I love this movie because I got to grow up with it. I feel like it might not have aged as well, just like Mad Monster Party. There's a couple little things that just don't age well anymore. Things that if you're old enough, it was totally normal for you. I think that if this film was animated, it might have aged a lot better and people might remember it a lot more. And I want to mention it because it is hilarious. The scene that really sets me off, that makes me think that people would be like, oh my, what did I just watch? Of course, is when Maurice, after Brian starts learning his powers, he wants to, start treating him like a monster, a fellow monster, so he tries to embarrass him in front of a little girl monster, and he pantses him. Wow.
Maurice,
Still seeing this to today, it makes me be like, I can't believe the things that happened in the past. But yes, this is one of those
Good and
scenes
Twister, too.
that makes Little Monsters hard for some people to watch today. Maybe it should be a PG-13 film or adults, but it's definitely funny as all hell, and that lovely 90s gross-out humor. Oh yeah. And of course, like all 80s movies and 90s movies for kids, it's peppered full of swear words. I counted a bunch of dams, some shits, and a few bitches. I was shocked, my Little Monsters. But it's always in there. All those movies have at least one swear word, because it shocks us and is like, woo! It's something we're not supposed to do or say, and we love it.
Who, Nick?
Yeah.
All talk, just a big mouth. And ever since he developed that hump, he's been such a bitch. But you learn to stay away from Snick and the staircase, okay, bud?
No kidding.
Another interesting note is, of course, this movie was a box office bomb. They did not make back their money on this one. Oh! But interestingly enough, they shopped Little Monsters around to TV networks all over, and it found success and a cult monster following, if you would. And the movie still is around to this day, and I hope you find it yourself. I would love to hear in the comments down below, does this movie hold up for you? Is it a children's movie still? Is it as memorable as a Goonies? Or a Monster Squad, a Labyrinth, or Never-Ending Story, if you would. I feel all of these movies are kind of in the same bag. A couple a little darker or dirtier than the others, but they're all the same thing. Children adventuring, high adventure. And it is good. So let me know if you've seen it, and if you think it still holds up. Oh, yes. Whoa! That was monsterific, my little monsters. As always, like, subscribe. Whoa!
You're gonna love this place. What? All right. The magic word. Oh, I forget the magic word. It's think. That's it. Come on, bud. Yeah, I do. Right. Roll, rocket, roll.